watch out!
We need to hold the correct people accountable. Now, Hellena Taylor has rightfully come out with how she was mistreated for her voicing of Bayonetta for Bayonetta 3. She ended up not getting the role because they didn't end up paying her what she deserved. Now, who it was that did not pay her what she deserved is the pressing issue I want to discuss today, because a lot of people are spreading misinformation on who handles the funds that would fund the voice actress for Bayonetta. I need to make two things very clear here. One, Hellena Taylor was absolutely 100% correct to come out and talk about this. I know that she was under an NDA, but like she said, she has nothing to lose from breaking the NDA because she doesn't have much to her name right now. And that's something I think a lot of us can really resonate with. In the words of Hellena Taylor herself, the fat cat sits at the top and eats all the food and leaves us crumbs. It's something so many of us experience every single day. So yes, she is correct by coming out with her statements and saying that she deserved more than what she was offered. However, saying that boycotting the game is the answer is a misguided attack to the wrong people. The real culprits for not funding Hellena Taylor the way she deserved to be is the publishers of any said video game that a voice actor is going to be in. Publishers pay the talent. The talent does not pay the talent. The publishers for Bayonetta 3 are Nintendo and Sega. The talent for Bayonetta 3 is Platinum Games, Hellena Taylor, every other voice actor, marketers, editors, and anyone else involved in creating the game itself. The talent does not pay the talent, so Platinum Games does not pay Hellena Taylor. The publishers pay all of the talent. They pay Platinum Games. They pay Hellena Taylor. They pay all the other voice actors. They pay the marketers. They pay the editors. All of that is coming from the publishers. Nintendo and Sega fund the games. They decide where the money goes to each individual and how much money goes to each individual. Big surprise. The bad guy is yet again another large being Nintendo and Sega. Now, that's not to say that Hideki Kamiya responded in the best way. Hideki Kamiya said it's sad and deplorable about the untruth. So when he's talking about that, I don't know if this is direct attack on Hellena or maybe the people who are spreading misinformation, but either way, untruth is correct. Now, this wasn't the best response or the best way to word it, and yes, Hideki Kamiya can be a jerk sometimes, but I would be mad too if myself and my development team worked super duper hard for 7 years with time crunch conditions only to have people say at the end that they're gonna boycott my game that I worked to make super high quality. Again, his response was not the best, and blocking people like crazy is not the best either. However, that still distracts us from who is the true culprit behind not paying people the way they deserve to be paid. Platinum Games is also underpaid. Game developers are known alongside anime animators to be some of the most underpaid talent out there. It actually wasn't too long ago, maybe just a few months ago actually, that people were outcrying because game developers were coming out about how they've had to work under time crunch and that they don't get paid nearly enough and how much they put their health on the line to make these games as high quality as possible and in the time frames that they're given. And now, all of a sudden, people are turning on those same people that they cried out for just a few months ago. It's really sad that we can't find the true villains here, but I'm trying to direct you guys, of course, to who the true villains are. And those are, in the words of Hellena Taylor, the ones who sit at the top, and because they funded the projects, they also reap the most benefits for it. Those are the negotiations that companies like Nintendo and Sega create. They fund something, and the reason they fund it is to, in turn, take most of the profit for when the game sells. However, a portion of that profit does go to all the hardworking people who tried to develop that game as high quality as possible. So while we would be sticking it to Nintendo, we would also be screwing over the hardworking and talented developers at Platinum Games, as well as the other voice actors that worked on it and everyone else involved. It's literally a lose-lose situation. Now, what can we do to help? We should be vocal about what it is that is ticking us off right now. We should be tagging Nintendo. We should be tagging Sega, not Hideki Kamiya, not Platinum Games. We should be offering a GoFundMe for Hellena Taylor, which, be careful with that. You got to make sure that it's an official one that she herself creates. So keep an eye out for that if she ever makes one, but otherwise I would avoid them just because they're probably going to be scams. Conversely, Hellena Taylor wants us to donate to charity, which is another thing, again, to be careful about. If you are going to donate, be sure to get as close to the source as possible, as large are oftentimes scams as well, because they're only required to donate 5% to whatever charity it is that they're going for. The rest gets kept by the organizers. And let me tell you, a lot of people get a lot of money from that sort of thing. So the best things we can do are be vocal about our issues, support Hellena Taylor, but also support Platinum Games because they don't deserve to be let down by us either. And then have to somehow see a repercussion for this. Boycotting Bayonetta 3 will only affect those who had a hand on working hard to make it a game. I can promise you, Nintendo does not care if Bayonetta 3 fails. Why is that? Because they have so many games releasing right now, and just in general, that if one game fails, they already have plenty of fallbacks. If you want to boycott Nintendo and Sega, you have to boycott more than just Bayonetta 3. You should actually boycott first-party titles such as Zelda and Mario. And I know a lot of people are saying no one's going to make that connection, but as long as you're being vocal about it and doing that at the same time, that is literally the best thing that we can do to get our voices heard and to make it better in the future for voice actors like Hellena Taylor and even the game developers like Platinum Games. We can't keep letting the workers get screwed over for these decisions that large make. We can't keep screwing them over and holding them as scapegoats in place of these large. We absolutely have to band together, both talent and consumers alike, to make it known what we need, what we value, and what we want. So please, I beg of you, do not boycott Bayonetta 3. It will not do what you think it's going to do. All it's going to do is get all those people involved out of a job in the future and sink the franchise as a whole. Now, if you want to sink the franchise and you don't care about it, sure, go right ahead. It's not necessarily going to support the voice actors. It's not necessarily going to support small game developers, but I guess that's your way of getting your voice heard. I don't know. But what I can promise you is that there are more effective ways to make it known that we are not okay with underpaying hard workers such as voice actors. Before I go, I just want to summarize everything so that it's very clear. Hellena Taylor deserved more. Nintendo and Sega should have offered her more. She should have been the voice of Bayonetta again. They should have paid her not only better pay, but also included royalties. She deserves royalties for being the main character of a AAA video game. And also just for bringing the character to life in a way that no one else can. Jennifer Hale also deserves support, obviously. She is an amazing voice actress in her own right, and she's just doing what she can and what she needs to do. But it's very obvious that Hellena Taylor brought Bayonetta to life in a way that is so unique and so her own that no one else can mimic it. And to avoid letting art get destroyed by in the future, we need to band together. Creators, consumers, talent, voice actors, everyone involved in all aspects of these things. We need to band together and fight for more. And the people that we're fighting are in the video game industry, that would be the publishers. Nintendo, Sony, Sega, Microsoft. Those are the ones that we need to look at and put pressure on. I've been JotoJohnny. I hope that this was informative. I hope that this enlightened you on who we need to focus on here and how we can help. Because these are very serious issues that affect everyone, both financially and in the sense of consuming art. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.